Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos and big breaking news guys. I'm just going to officially update you guys with right now. Obviously I've been reading some reports and they are stemming from reports. It's the Metro, it's the Mirror, and now regarding Thomas Lemar now from Monaco. Big breaking news now. According to reports, apparently now Arsenal for the entirety of the last window, we're trying to get the pursuit of Thomas Lemar, and apparently now reports are suggesting now they have agreed a deal in principle to sign the player in January. This reportedly is a 5-year contract. He's going to be earning £250,000 a week apparently, and it's going to cost £92 million. This will be the club's most expensive signing if this does currently materialise. So it's in the Metro, it's in a few reports. Apparently they've agreed a deal in principle of a 5-year contract, £250,000 a week, and this is going to be a world record fee for Arsenal if they do currently get the deal over the line. We know Arsene Wenger, and Arsenal have been frustrated with a lack of investment in their transfer window. They offloaded a lot of players. They raised quite a bit of money, for their players they sanctioned off. Also, to Arsene Wenger signed a 2-year extension. Also, the manager that has been there now for I think over 2 decades now as Arsene Wenger, and this is the first time we know it's first time in 2 decades. Arsenal have not had Champions League football, so we are going to get into more detail. Obviously, we know they sanctioned Chamberlain off. They were lucky. Sanchez didn't go, Kieran Gibbs went, and I think Gabriel went. I think a couple of others went as well, and the only player they did buy was Lacazette in the current transfer window. So we're going to get into a bit more news now anyway. Basically, we're going to get into full story now about Lemar. According to basically what Arsene Wenger said about him, on deadline day, the vice president of Monaco had basically come out and did... He insisted that Liverpool and Arsenal tried getting the pursuit of Thomas Lemar. It didn't currently materialise in this situation, and Arsene Wenger has rightly come out and he's basically dispelled the myth of what the media said, because some reports have basically said different. He's dispelled the myth. He basically said that Thomas Lemar did not turn down Arsenal, and this is what basically Arsene Wenger said. He didn't turn down Arsenal. What he basically suggested that the player basically decided to stay at Monaco, and he respected that. Arsene Wenger? He's also said he's got a 3-year contract with the club, which he has done, and he said he's still convinced. He's still convinced they can get the pursuit of Thomas Lemar, but basically Wenger has actually dispelled the current myth about, because obviously some reports were suggesting on deadline day that he turned down Arsenal. He preferred the move to Liverpool. That was coming out from some reports that I preferred the move to Liverpool, but Arsene Wenger has actually dispelled the myth, and he basically said he didn't turn down Arsenal. He just decided to stay at Monaco, and this is basically what Arsene Wenger's explained in this situation. What he's basically said is that Lemar's focused on Monaco at the moment. He also, regarding Sanchez, is saying Sanchez is focused at Arsenal at the moment as well. And he also, we know Sanchez would have made the we know Arsenal would have actually sanctioned Arsenal would have sanctioned Sanchez off if they could have got that adequate replacement for Lemar. So if they would have got Lemar in the window, they would have sanctioned Sanchez off, and Lemar would have been their replacement. But now Arsene Wenger is coming out with different opinions, and Arsenal basically saying now if they do get Lemar in January, they may not have to either sanction Alexis Sanchez off as well, and this is basically what has been reported out. So for the entirety, we know of the transfer window basically in August that Arsenal had been heavily linked with Thomas Lemar. There'd been negotiations. Arsenal had, I think, 2 bids rejected in the region. They had a price tag out, did Monaco, of about, was it £80 million or something like that, or £70-80 million. Arsenal didn't meet that expectation, and then there were negotiations. They approached the representatives to try and get a deal over the line, And then presumably then basically Lemar did insist he wanted to make the move to the Emirates. Even an Italian journalist had come out and said he would make the move to the Emirates. So at this time moment, the vice president, he was convinced he was going to stay at Monaco, regarding because Monaco, in the window made 290, 300 million pound, on sales for their players that they've let go, and they didn't really want to lose Thomas Lemar. And then basically then Wenger had actually classified it as dead, the deal. Manchester United showed an interest, and then Liverpool had come into the equation well, because these teams, Arsenal, Liverpool, haven't got a reputation of spending big, in transfer windows a lot. But what it basically suggested out, guys, is then Liverpool had come in, they'd put a 55 in, they'd put a 66 million bid in, that had been their record fee. That currently got turned down. And then when they were in the process of putting a 70 odd million bid in, didn't materialise. And then Arsenal had come in with a 92 million bid, which is a record fee. Monaco had actually accepted this, but apparently what it did say, it was from Sky, what it did say from Sky basically that Lemar did prefer the move to Liverpool, and that he was not interested in making a move to Arsenal. And now Arsene Wenger's come out of the blocks and he's basically dispelled the myth. He never turned down Arsenal whatsoever, because he knew that the player for the majority of the window wanted to make the move to Arsenal, but with Monaco's resistance, and they were reluctant to offload him. Until Liverpool come into the equation, he did report that Lemar wanted to make the move to the Emirates. So he was one of their star performers. He's done fantastic for France so far this season. He's done fantastic for France as Lemar. He's on the 3-year contract with the club, and it did confirm Liverpool had been in talks with Monaco regarding the player as well. But he's very skillful. He can play in the middle. He can play anywhere. On the left, Thomas Lemar. So this may be good news for Arsenal fans. So they now apparently they've agreed a deal in principle, and they may capture the player in January for £92 million, which is going to be a record fee. But presumably they were going to sanction Sanchez off as long as they were going to get a replacement for Lemar, because with the Sanchez situation, he did tell his teammates he was going to be joining Manchester City. And for the entirety of the window, teams have been heavily linked with Sanchez, such as PSG, such as Man United have had an interest. City have been emerged as the front runners. Quite a few teams have been interested in Alexis Sanchez, a player that's been at Arsenal now for he's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons with the club. So yeah, Sanchez has been there now 4 years, and Pep Guardiola, was looking, as keen on reuniting with Alexis Sanchez. Arsenal purchased him £35 million back in 2014. His versatility is fantastic. Played on the right with Barca. He's played on the left with Arsenal. 24 goals last season. There has been discussions, going on about the Sanchez situation. But he's skillful, he's quick, he's fast, he's just an absolutely quality player. And basically, he turned down an offer of £300,000 a week that Arsenal had offered him. He was demanding £400,000 a week, and it looked realistically that City were sure they were going to get a deal over the line for him before the window shut. But City were only prepared to do a cash-only deal for Sanchez. So City put 50 million bidding, got rejected. City put 60 million bidding, got rejected. But Arsenal were willing to consider it as long as they could get that replacement. But they didn't get that replacement. But, with Wenger had been ruthless, for the entirety of the window regarding the player being ruthless. He didn't have any faith what was being said, He wasn't willing to offload the current player. And he did say he'd been working hard, he's focused, as he's explained. And he didn't basically want to offload the player, did Arsene Wenger. But we know what he said. He wants Champions League football. He made a decision basically after the Confederations Cup with Sanchez, and he left the decision to Arsenal. Arsene Wenger had reacted. He'd been spotted in Paris a couple of times, and he basically had no faith. He basically was convinced that Sanchez was going to scare. He was convinced he was going to see out his deal, and he'd become a free transfer next summer. But from my perspective, Arsenal could have still, even if they couldn't find that replacement, they could have still cashed 60 or 70 million pound in. And it's said reports are now coming out saying City could get him for 20 million pound in January. But apparently, from our perspective now, that have agreed deal in principle for Lemar, they may not have to even sanction Sanchez off in January. But they would benefit from this, They've lost out either way. They may still let him go free next summer. But obviously Sanchez wants to make the move. But they've lost out because they could have got 50, 60 million pound for him. But they could lose out on 40 million pound, and they could even only sanction him off for 20 million in January. Alexis Sanchez. It did say they were prepared to have Sanchez and Wenger have had discussions about this. I think City have been in discussions with Arsenal as well. But Sanchez, he turned down £300,000 a week. Arsenal had turned down 2 bids from Manchester City. But yeah, he wanted Champions League football, did Alexis Sanchez. You can tell, he's clearly unhappy. Sanchez only made his first league appearance, against Liverpool, did Sanchez as well. So we'll see what happens about that. And it would also, there were rumours about Sterling. Arsenal would have considered it, if Sterling was a part of the deal, who City got for the £49 million from Liverpool. It was agreed that City were prepared to offer money off for Sterling and Arsenal pay mate-weight fee for Sterling. Come to a conclusion because City are reluctant to currently offload Sterling. Arsenal would have gone along with it with Sergio Aguero. You heard the rumours in the window earlier on about that in the window, but that come to a conclusion as well. City are prepared to not offload him. So Arsenal's main priority target in the January transfer window is to currently get Thomas Lemar, who's still young. His talent, he's going to become a very, very high prospect. He's Thomas Lemar, he's proven it with Monaco last season. Did well in Champions League just like the others did. And he's very, very good for France's Thomas Lemar as well. So what basically Wenger has said is regarding Thomas Lemar. What Wenger has basically said is he didn't turn down Arsenal. This is from his perspective. He just decided to stay at Monaco. He said he's focusing on Monaco at the moment, like Sanchez focusing at his time at Arsenal. He's explained the situation as Arsene Wenger in this current situation. He's explained everything, but I think Arsenal now will be convinced they can get him in January. And it said a deal has been agreed in principle. And he's also a good player that's good at scoring. He can score goals. He can create chances as well, Lemar. But yeah, looks like he could actually be making the move to Arsenal in January. What the reports have basically just suggested out. But it did confirm, guys, as I said, if Arsenal were to get Lemar, if they were to get Lemar on the deadline day or in August, they would have sanctioned Sanchez off for definite. But I do think Sanchez will make the move in January. Arsenal cash in, and they do get Lemar on the board for £92 million. He's going to be another young, expensive player. That is a lot of money for a young player, but he's very, very good because his versatility is very, very good. He's got good physical attributes, and this will give confidence in the Arsenal fans in January to get Lemar, maybe get a couple of other signs in there that they do need because they've lost quite a few players in the August window as well. But I'm sure Liverpool may come out of the blocks to try and revive their interest in Lemar as well in January. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel, subscribe as always, and take it easy. I'll see you all later. Bye.